How's it going, NERDerers, MCOM Disposal Squad fans, and any other random viewers who might be stopping by? Today I've got a guest with us, that's Alm0stevil33. He is actually from the team Almost Vanish, which is what my team, MCOM Disposal Squad, played in Round 2, who we played against in Round 2. In this video, we're going to be discussing those Round 2 matches, a little bit of the tournament in general, and a few other little tidbits here and there that hopefully you guys will enjoy. In the background of this commentary, you're going to be seeing my gameplay from Round 2, and that's the attack and defend on Kharg Island. Now, if you'd rather be watching this while the in-game live commentary, all of that can be found on MrTimeItself's channel, so it's linked in the description. Go swing by that and check it out. I just figured if one of us is doing it, we shouldn't both do it, so I decided to do, dual commentaries and some other things over my gameplay. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, Evil, so what I wanted to first start talking about here was just sort of, I know as sort of director of the event, your team specifically had a lot of issues with your random participants. We got you 2, and then they wouldn't make your time. Then we tried to get 2 more, and I was just wondering if you could, how was that for you guys on your end?
It was pretty frustrating, honestly, because having 2 randoms and practicing with them for a few days, even though we didn't get too much practice time in with them, practicing for a few days and then having them drop out was always frustrating. Because with the new ones that we picked up, you couldn't talk to them on the website. So kind of just trying to talk to them over Xbox Live, it gets really difficult to communicate well. And then we didn't know each other until like pretty much the day before the tournament. So it's just kind of tough to know each other's callouts and play styles,
Yeah, definitely. I know that could be frustrating. I mean, it's frustrating for me trying to keep setting it up. So, with your 2 you had, though, did you guys actually have any practices?
We had, with Cozy Dutch Oven, we had a couple practices with him, but the Andrew Babkin, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, we actually picked him up right before the tournament. I had never practiced with him before. Vanish told me he played like 2 Conquest games with him, and that's it.
Yeah, and that definitely... my team felt bad afterward, not because we won, but just we'd practiced for like an entire week, and we had plans, so it was unfortunate. That's sort of a flaw in the event, I guess. But talking about those practices you guys did have, I mean, what did you guys sort of work on? Was there anything specific?
We just tried to work on covering flank routes because I noticed we were studying some of your gameplay and time itself. So I noticed in your gameplay you like to flank a lot. So we wanted to cover flank routes as much as we can, like the shipping containers on Kharg. We knew you guys would be going that way. So we tried to kind of think about things like that.
Yeah, that's definitely because I'm not that great of a shot. So I'm always like, if I can get behind the enemy, maybe I can win. If I go head to head, I'm probably going to lose.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's just, it depends on the situation, like how much of the enemy is exposed. Like if it's just their head and then my whole body's exposed, I'm going to lose every time.
Yeah, definitely. I think most people probably fall in that category. So if we think back to not our match, but round 1 match with you guys, what about your teammates then? How was the experience, getting 2 new participants? And that time I think you actually had time to practice a little bit. Is that correct?
Yeah, we had a lot of time to practice with them, and they turned out to be great guys. They were good players. They played the objective well. They worked with us very well, and we actually enjoyed working with them, meeting them. And we'll probably squad up after the event, too, because we just really enjoyed having them around.
I love hearing that when people are like, yeah, I met new friends. A lot of people have said after the event, it was fun, but the best is I have new people to play with now. Typically, in your typical gaming before this event, did you have a unique squad or the same squad you ran with all the time, or are you more of a lone wolf guy or what?
I'm more of a lone wolf guy. I used to run with a lot of randoms. Every now and then I'd squad up with a friend, but most of my friends don't even play Battlefield, so it tends to be that way.
And so how was the experience, really working this intense squad dynamic?
I really enjoyed it. I've never been in a tournament style, kind of event before like this, and I really enjoyed the experience, and I hope there's going to be another one next year or something like that,
Yeah. Alright, good. So, and so working with new players, just meeting new people and getting a week to play with them, was good, was easy, was hard, or what did you think of that?
I thought it was a little bit difficult just because when it's just squad on squad contact, you really need to know your squad mates' play styles, you need to know their callouts, and you need to kind of know them well, their voice and things like that, just because it's really important, because if it's 4-on-4, you need to communicate perfectly or you're going to lose. That's the whole point of the event.
Definitely. So, you and Vanish, I mean, did you guys know each other before this event?
Absolutely not. I barely knew him at all. I was going to play with Captain Obvious first, and then we decided that since we already knew each other, we were already friends, we figured we'd go meet new people.
Yeah.
And he got an opportunity to play with Drifter, and then I decided I would go see if Vanish wanted to play with me.
Awesome. And how was that experience? I mean, playing with another, another great player and getting to know each other and working your tactics out.
Yeah, just the two of us. We had a lot of fun. Sometimes it was just the two of us squatting up before the event started, and we used to have a lot of fun playing together, and learning somebody else's play style is just pretty interesting because I like to kind of take tips from them and implement them into my own gaming.
Yeah. And now going back to our specific match in round 2, did you and Vanish have any hard tactics set out or anything like that?
Yeah, we tried to work out as much as we can. The parachuting was actually kind of an improv thing. We thought it'd be a good idea to get on top of that building on Kharg Island, especially, and then we wanted to keep an eye on the MCOM as much as we can and cover flank routes, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
That was our most important tactics.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about that tactic specifically, because in the match, I mean, my team definitely came in with, we had hard routes already planned out, like, all right, we can hit this route, this is a spot we can go. I mean, we spent probably an hour on No Shot Canals, just in a private match, just us 4, running around looking for any possible head glitch spots, because that's what we knew. Once you get those spots, you really take the upper hand in the match. So we pretty much thought we were prepared for anything, but in the matches, it was shown in the No Shot Canals video when we were attacking, and it's all over these videos in Kharg Island, especially when we were on defense. You guys were parachuting on top of the construction site, and we had no clue where you guys were coming from. I mean, throughout the whole time, we're like, I don't hear any beeping. We'd clear you guys out once, but then you guys would be back there again. We're like, I mean, so where was the spawn beacon?
Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I know he put it towards the back of the map, and I don't know where it was, but I think our squad mate, I think it was Andrew Babkin, he might have known that you could parachute in from that point, because he knew it was wide open in that area, so if we just spawned in and ran forward, we'd probably just get shot down. It's like a gun range, but he figured it'd be easier if we just parachuted in onto the building, and it worked well.
So you guys just had to direct the shoot when you're coming in. So the beacon was sort of far away from the construction site?
It was very far away. It was near the back of it. It was almost in our spawn.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, so you guys just had enough control over the parachute from that patch. It wasn't the latest one, but the one before that, right? Gave you a little more control over parachutes?
Yeah, and then, I mean, I learned how the parachutes worked. Actually, post-patch, they changed it, and I actually looked over those notes, so I figured out, how to not take damage when you hit the ground, things like that.
I do that all the time, so that's something I definitely need to look into. But I'll admit, that was like... I mean, the match already, I thought, on Kharg Island was very hectic. And that one, I mean, you remember on our attack, you guys held us off on the last base. And it was just pandemonium. I mean, we'd run in, we'd shoot one guy on one side, you'd kill a guy from the other side. It was like everyone was everywhere. And it was really hectic. But especially on that tight construction site where there's only a few levels, you can only, there's only so much you can do to get to the objective. You have 2 stairs. You can come from the top or bottom of them, but that's it. And it was a very hectic match. I thought in the moment my heart was beating a lot, but afterwards I thought it was a really fun match to play just because of all the action.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. Plus, can't forget the parachuting in. That's always another way to get in, right?
yeah, you still have to come from the staircase, but
true, yeah.
That was a great tactic that we were very surprised about the whole time. So what about, let's move on away from parachutes, when you guys were on defense and we're trying to get that second crate on Kharg. I mean, we felt very unorganized because it was so hectic. Were you guys sort of pretty coordinated? I mean, it's hard to see from your side of things. How did you guys feel during that part of the match?
It was a mixture of the hectic feeling that you guys had, and we were a little bit organized. We knew that you guys were kind of pushing us up slowly. Like a lot of times you guys were coming in through the shipping containers, that area, and you came into the back, like you flanked the building that the crate was in. And most of the time, people just come right up the front. You guys came through the back, and you kind of started pushing us that way. And then maybe like one of you would come in through the front just to try to maybe be a distraction or something like that. And we were kind of organized. We tried to stay up high as much as we can, because we figured if we heard the crate getting armed, we'd just jump down and then try to kill you while you were arming it. But we were somewhat organized, I guess you can say.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, I mean, we realized you guys got control of that top part, and that was, in the beginning, near the middle of that match, we said we have to get control of up there. If we can't grab that, we're not going to get it. But it was just like I felt like personally, I mean, we'd come in through the back, we'd get up on top of servers, and you guys would be up top killing us or running up those stairs. But then we'd get into the front, down low on the bottom floor, and you guys would be down low killing us. And I mean, we were just lost. It was like, how can we get around them and I think before we figured anything out, you know, it was too late and the match was over.
Yeah, that's a tough base to get. I kind of felt bad because it's just so, you know, we have the advantage because it's such a small area of fighting, and we were all four of us are already there. You guys kind of had to split up and take different routes, and it just gets really difficult and hectic. But we never even got to attacking that base, so you know, we never got to experience that.
I mean, defense, I think in Squad Rush has the advantage. You know, you sort of get set up, and it's just one mistake, one mishap, one unlucky death. And you're out of luck because then there's a big opening, you know, in the defense.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I think attacking might be harder, though, just because if your squad gets wiped, that's a big mistake. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think, just to sort of wrap this up as we're getting near the end, from your perspective, how did our team do, and was there anything we did specifically that maybe you weren't expecting or that worked really well, or maybe even any mistakes you saw that would have made us even better?
Well, I think you guys are a fantastic team. I think you played great. I can tell that you guys had a lot of practice time. You knew the maps like the back of your hand, and that's pretty much one of the keys to victory, I think. And two things that really surprised me, both of them were on No Shark Canals. The first, when you guys were first defending the first MCOM at that map, you were all down in the train tracks, and just your heads were poking out. And we tried to move up the front, and you would get us there, and then we figured we'd go around the back or on the sides and get you, but you were already there, and you were prepared, and you just killed us right there. So that was really difficult.
That area, the train track, is just such a crucial point on that map because it spreads the whole length left and right throughout the whole map. So you have a free range to move up and down, and you, as an attacker, have to pretty much run across flat ground without cover to get to us, you know? So it's like very little opportunity for you guys to get in. And I think
that was difficult. Yeah, absolutely. And then the last one was on No Shar when you guys were attacking and you were on the second MCOM. I had no idea you could arm that from behind. You know, it's inside like those little walls that they have there, and you could just see the corner of the MCOM. I did not know you could arm that from behind. I was staring down the MCOM. I was the last one alive in my squad. And I was looking at the MCOM, making sure nobody would get it, and it just magically gets armed from behind. I was like, what the heck?
We actually, so that's what I said. And I think for anyone, now that there's private servers available, if you want to, if you can rent it for a day or anything, going in a private server and just mixing up in maps for a little bit, there are so many little spots that you would not think of and that just do not get used in public play. And that was one that we even talked to the Sons of Anarchy guys, and they are the best competitive Battlefield 3 team on Xbox currently. And they didn't know about that. And something is risky because you're fully exposed on the other side. But if you get an opportunity, like we had on you when there's only one down, you were in cover, you had full line of sight on the objective. We're like, all right, that's a time he can use it. You lie prone on the other side, you can get the arm, and you're fully safe, you know. And it was exciting when we were playing around in the private match. Time just randomly found it. We were looking at other head glitch spots, trying to find new ones. Time's like, oh my god, you can arm it from here. And we all like freaked out. It was a pretty good experience. So I'm glad we got to use it just for the funny factor of it.
Yeah, we were absolutely shocked. So definitely give credit to you guys right there. We had no idea that was even possible, and we stayed in those private servers for at least maybe only like half an hour, but still we didn't find that.
yeah, it takes a while. Map knowledge definitely is one thing you said we had. And I think it really helps, and it's tough, you know, because it's time consuming to run around really looking for it, and then even if it's applicable, you know, it can be difficult. So. Alright, well, it looks like we're running out of time now, so I do appreciate you coming and talking with us, sharing some of your thoughts. I hope you really did have fun in the event, and I hope that we can have both you and Vanish back through future events, because I definitely don't plan on stopping. I don't know, maybe next year if there'll be another one of these, but I think there'll definitely be a lot of little fun things coming out on all systems, but specifically on Xbox, since that is my main platform as well. And I hope we can have you coming back for those.
Definitely, man. I really enjoyed this experience. It was my first ever, tournament-style play, and I really had a lot of fun meeting new people and everything. So I think it was a great event, and thanks for having me on today.
All right, we'll talk again soon. And to you, the viewers, I appreciate you guys sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to get more involved, hang out with me, chat about gaming or whatever, check out these links below. Definitely swing by Facebook where we can do some cool polls and really get good conversations going there. Twitter just to keep up to date on, little tidbits, see some cool pictures if I ever post anything up. Obviously on my Twitch, you can hang out. I'm trying to live stream a lot more, and I'm always trying to get involved in the chat. Or that's a good way. Sometimes if I need an extra squad mate, I'll pick someone up from the chat. And of course, you can find me on my server listed there. You can find it in the Xbox server browser. Happy gaming, everyone.